Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with the first episode of Car Rides with Schla ever recorded on the phone. This is a first of episodes that will be recorded on here. This is the iPhone 13 mini where all the walks with Schla have been recorded, and I have just started wait, no, I'm actually going to redo this. Let's get the car started. Want to do some things with this guy. Let's see. Settings, probably. Recording. Sorry, I'm trying to. I wish there was a quality thing, but I don't see it. Like when I press record, some stuff pops up and it says like recording preset is set to high for the 7 Plus. Don't really know why that would be the case, because maybe that's like the problem. I don't know, maybe if it was on low it would be better. The thing is, I have a hunch that it's not actually working properly. The 7 Plus, like, I plugged the Rode mic into it, but it's not actually working. So that's, like a whole other issue. And then even how the audio turns out with the Mini is just totally up in the air at this point. So for all intents and purposes, this could be a terrible turnout. I have no way of knowing, and we'll see. The only real change I have decided to make is that now the thing is different. What am I talking about? What am I saying right now? Like, oh my gosh, seriously, dude. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's kind of a shame. Have to push the car a little bit more than I'd like to, but no, actually that was like still pretty reasonable. Oh, I actually have the input gain pretty high, so maybe, again, I'm curious to see if the 7 Plus will record what it should record. We'll just have to wait and see about that, honestly. Just, I guess, whatever it like decides. And so, yeah. I don't know why here my car gets so like gets in this pretty like it just gets in an agitated state. I don't know why. The RPM is a little weird, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, we're officially switching to the Mini. Probably just it doesn't necessarily make the most sense, because in a car you would actually presumably have a preference for a large screen. It's only in a handheld form that the smaller screen matters, but the benefit is that everything will be on one screen. Sorry, I just wow. I mean, I'm always cautious around lights, but that was like a very unnecessarily hard break. It's just, man, the lights always get me. I hate these lights. I hate like the way they work and stuff, and it's just such a disaster, But yeah, the new spot worked out great. I'm going to experiment further with it tomorrow. But yeah, I'm very upset I just did that to my car. Like, because I always, there's been so many times, like, I'm gentle through lights, and then it's like, I'm going too slow. But then in that case, then now, like, it's a problem for the other reason. You know what I'm, like, it's like you really can't win. And that's just, like, it's very frustrating to me, because there's times, like, I'm cautious around lights because that is my preference. My preference is to be cautious around lights. And then I'm cautious around lights, and then I feel stupid because then, like, I'm stopped at lights that I probably wouldn't have been stopped at. You see what I'm saying? So then now I was thinking, hey, like, I should probably just try to get through it. But that was just a huge mistake. It just, I don't know. I just don't think I can drive that way. And I'll probably take, I don't know which one actually leads to more or less stress on the car. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, but yeah, and then I'm a little bit distracted too because I'm recording, of course, although probably much more aware of things than, like, most people. I think a lot of people, when they drive, they would be like 10 times more distracted as me. And yeah, so we kind of thought, like, I thought there'd be a little bit of like a touch of traffic at this time. I don't think I've actually ever left at this time, but I was obviously hoping it would be, like, a little bit better than this. I don't really know. I still think I kind of have to get out, like, right when I get out for assurance about that. Like, it just seems to be the nature of things. Not really sure what can be done about that, but at least it's not really too bad, and we'll see as things go on, because if it's just like a pinch here and then once we actually get on the highway it's fine, that'd be pretty chill. But anyways, to try to zoom back in, yeah, it's been, I guess it was another, like, fairly fast day. Although, honestly, I feel like yesterday was still almost a little bit better. Like, that Monday and Tuesday was great. Now we're here, and it almost feels like a little bit slow. Like, it feels kind of like, I don't really know how else to explain it, but it feels a little bit slow. Like, because these are the days that are supposed to be early, fast. I'm leaving a lot earlier than the other days, and then it's like weird because it doesn't really end up working out like that, but yeah, so it is what it is. It is what it is. But what am I saying? Yeah, I don't really know what's more worth it, because I'm kind of pushing the hours a little bit. I probably could leave earlier, but then leaving early is also, like, low-key pushing it. So either way, I'm pushing it. And yeah, I just don't really know, like, what else to do, so we're figuring things out. Yeah, like I said, I have a feeling the 7 Plus just isn't detecting that other Rode mic, which is pretty sad. But it is what it is. I'm assuming the iPhone now, if the 13 mini isn't detecting the right microphone, that's a problem. Like, that is a whole other issue. But I assume it is because I checked on the app like beforehand, I'm trying to think of what even. I mean, today it does feel like things kind of slowed down a little bit. You know, it was a little bit like Monday and Tuesday had almost no boredom in them. Like they were just really good days. You know what I mean? And then today it's kind of like, you know, it's fine. It was a fine day, but I don't think it was like outstanding, especially because those 2 days were long. This day was like pretty short. Like I still would rather just stay. I honestly, that's like what I would do. Oh my gosh, I would just stay there and make like a lot of money, but the company obviously turned me down, but I would just do it because I don't really like for now. I don't know. It's like, yeah, I mean, you get home earlier, but you don't. It's like the day. I don't know. I get weird about time. My perception of time is like, I just feel like if I have to go to work, I might as well just maximize like the money. Like I don't really get much out of coming home and just having like a few hours. Like to me, it's kind of like, okay, now what? I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just me being weird, but I don't really know what else to make of that. But yeah, I'm really assuming the 7 Plus is not using the right mic, but I don't. There's not really any way to tell, honestly. So I don't know when I would even be able to experiment with that. It looks like there's still more clog going on, which is kind of frustrating to deal with. Like I kind of thought I mean, it's still probably better at this time than just trying to think like what options I would even really have. I just don't know. Yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird and annoying. I don't know what else to make of it. Like I'm trying to figure this out, but what stuff do we really have to talk? I mean, I felt like I was going to have a lot to say, and then now we're here and it's like I don't really have that much to say, I had a lot to say this morning. This morning my spirits were still high, but then now things are back to feeling strange again. Like it keeps going through these cycles with things, and I tend to be like that. I just wonder like why. But I'm glad. I mean, hey, on the bright side, most of the week is already over. It was a very fast week, even though now it's starting to feel like kind of slow, like things are kind of slow. It's okay. Honestly, it's okay because we got through like the majority of the brunt of it already. So yeah, like it's kind of, I don't know, there's not too much left to even do. So I'm okay. Like I mean things are fine. I'm just noticing a fair amount of boredom. But I don't know that I've really been contemplating too much. That's what I'm saying. Like it's sad, but there was that surge with that initial walks with Schla, and I was going crazy with that, and then now it's just like, I don't know, I'm just not really coming up with much. I think I'm getting the impression, I was going back and forth with GPT about it, and I'm getting the impression that I should really be having more organized content. And I think that's something that's just pretty difficult for me to pull off, because I just like talking, but it's so difficult for me to like be organized and keep things like orderly. Like, obviously I have so much to say. I have a lot of things to say, but it's hardly organized at all. And really, even my recordings and everything, it's kind of just a big mess. And like I said, certain things are probably just kind of lost at this point. The order, I think, is wrong, and I need to start numbering the descriptions, and I said I was going to do that, and then I didn't. And so now that's biting me. I need to start numbering the descriptions. And yeah, I mean, all kinds of important stuff that I wasn't doing. So just trying to figure that out. I don't really know what else to mention or say. But yeah, we're coming up on a potential choke spot. But yeah, I know it's a shame, like how like there was that time I was like on fire, and then like the weather messes things up, and it just becomes way too difficult. It becomes very difficult just to continue. I just get cautious about this area because so many times I've been speeding through, and then it turns out it's a bunch of clogs. So I tend to go like slower, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, there's no clog, I'll start speeding up, and then it turns out there's a clog. So I never know. You know what I mean? And that's why I drive like this, even though it probably angers some people. It's just like, I don't want to be caught in a clog. But it looks like there is no clog, which is very, very good news. It means that likely I'm not going to have to deal with too much traffic. And yeah, that's, a good thing. So, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry for being boring. Like, I just don't understand, like, how I'm glad what was recorded, but I'm glad that what did I just say? I'm glad that what was recorded got recorded. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm glad what was recorded got recorded. I think I've said this like a million times already. And it's kind of a shame because, like, again, just feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, which I do, so shouldn't really be too shocking, but I don't really know what the point of the content is, like, if I'm not really giving a new angle or like a new input on things, like it seems like a little bit silly. So like you try to figure stuff out, but I just don't really know that you can. It's just like, I don't know, for whatever reason I'm in the position I'm in, and it's just like, it's just what I'm dealing with. I don't know. It is what it is. I hope things get better, but I just tend to go through that with stuff. Like, I think it's already probably been witnessed. There were kind of two, like in the beginning, I was pretty excited about Car Rides with Schla. Some of the beginning episodes, you could tell, like, I had a lot of energy. He was talking about a lot of things in an excited fashion. And then now, and then there was that slump, but then there was that recent like uptick where, yeah, I mean, there were a few episodes that I didn't have too much to say, but then now now it's like a few episodes I didn't have too much to say, but then, it was intermingled with now apparently my greatest hit yet. So I feel like that's pretty notable, pretty noteworthy. And so, yeah, it's just like, interesting. But yeah, I mean, where I'm at now, I don't know. I guess I'm just in kind of like a withdrawn state. I'm just trying to live life. Something I think about today, cuz like I see what people do and I just realize that about people. The amount of people who during break just sit out, like they go out to their car, sit in their car, turn it on. I mean, I could never do such a thing. Of course, I'm judging this, and then what if what if it turns out like, oh, occasionally idling your car for like 5 minutes, it's actually good for the car, as opposed to, yeah, I never use it during the day. I just use it. I'm assuming that isn't true, but it's like possible I could be judging it this whole time, and then it turns out it's like actually a good thing. That would be kind of funny, right? No, but I mean, in what I saw today that really struck me was somebody stationary, sitting, idling their car, and they were idling their car and they had the lights on, which I was just blown away from that, because it's like, wow. I mean, I've never seen like, but I'm sure people do it, but it's like, I don't understand, but I'm sure if you like asked people, it's like one of two things. It's either they don't care or they never thought of it. And a lot of people live life in that way, and there's no consequence for it. And I feel like it's really annoying. It's very annoying that like that's the case. Like, something I realized today that's actually pretty interesting is that because everything is so market based, there's a tremendous amount of inefficiencies that I see like all over the place. Isn't that interesting? Like, they always talk about how the market is really efficient and things like that. Well, I saw it. I mean, I've seen it like myself. So in the case of these like mobile cleaning car units things, that go around, and like the gimmick is like, oh, we'll just come to your house and do it. It's expensive. It's more expensive than it's more expensive than if you were to drive your car to a place that did that kind of stuff. Like this is more expensive. because, and no, well, here's not the, sorry, I'm not explaining this well. It has like a much deeper environmental impact. Like if you have a place, you know, where you do the cleaning in like a garage and you have to drive to the place. Yes, it's more of an inconvenience to the consumer, but it makes like a million times more sense to instead have some van haul around a bunch of cleaning equipment and come to like your job and do the car detailing and cleaning for you is actually like it's fundamentally immoral. It's unethical because you're inevitably using way more energy way unnecessarily. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be dead honest. I don't know if I'm right about this, so like I'm going to paste this into GPT and kind of get clarification on it. So hopefully there's hopefully there's a follow-up, cuz don't take what I'm saying as gospel. I could be completely wrong. I'm just inferring that there's no way that that's efficient. It's the same thing with, you know, let's say like a food truck. If a food truck comes around and like a lot of these food trucks are really popular, but they're probably immoral. Like they're probably just very immoral and unethical, and they don't really make any sense. Cuz like if everybody should just already make their food good, and like if you wanted good food you should just make it yourself. Like that's obviously the most efficient way of doing things from a grocery store, but people are infatuated and obsessed with food, even food that isn't even that great, you know, just like fast food or whatever. And it's deeply unethical. There's a depth to how unethical it is. There's a depth to how unethical it is. But people will be blind for food. That's what I've come to realize. I mean, the amount that people spend and think about food is high. You know, whereas in my case, I'm easily in the lowest quarter of like total amount spent. I'm certain of that. You know, that I'm just in that lower, probably quarter. I mean, there might be people who spend less than me, but I really have a feeling I might even make it within like 10%. Oh, I'm like that was so confusing. There was like a school, well no, yeah, nobody else is stopping either. There was like I guess like a shorter school bus. I don't know if it didn't have the stop signs or whatever, but I guess it was stopped to let a kid off, so like we were supposed to stop. But like I didn't even I don't even know, like, cuz it started going like and I was like like honking its horn, but there, like, I didn't see the stop sign or anything. And I saw everybody behind me was also just because like we didn't, I didn't know. I don't know, that's never happened before. Any other time like a school bus has stopped, it that stop sign comes out and all the lights, you know what I mean? Um so yeah, I mean that's weird. That's very weird. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, so idling a car, it's horrible. It's like it's actually like a terrible thing to do, and with how serious like costs are and stuff, you would think that people would care and they would think, "Oh, wow, like I shouldn't just be going out to my car and idling it because things are expensive." No, like that's not even what people are thinking about at all. Like they're just going out and doing stuff. Isn't that crazy? Like why is that so crazy to me? But apparently to like most people, that's just like the norm. I mean, I don't know that I understand that. Because like to me, I'm very aware of how, you know, costly things are and how like crazy all that is. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know. It's just so confusing to me what goes through people's heads. It's crazy. I literally feel like very sad and like stressed about all of it. I don't know. I don't even know what else to like think, really. It's really something. So, yeah, I don't know. I just and again, this is where I think like it makes sense kind of what's happening, the whole cost of living crisis and how people are, because it's like I feel like the elites, they just don't care because that's what they see people doing. But then the whole problem is what I was trying to say earlier is a lot of rich people actually fund and create inefficiencies such as DoorDash. DoorDash is such a horrible thing, like in theory. Food delivery, it's not a good thing. It's like, especially if your car, like if we were back in the good old days where like a car was just a thing on wheels and like labor was super cheap, parts were super cheap, maintenance was super cheap, I can kind of understand how like you can justify the morality of food delivery. But in this day and age, like I don't see how that makes any sense, like at all. You know, I just can't fathom um I just can't fathom it. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say or think about it. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird. That's what I think. I'm trying to think of what else am I even talking about? I don't even know. Progress report though, the iPhone 7 Plus is still working. So that makes me very frustrated. I'm wondering if maybe the temperature is more of the lever, but we'll obviously test tomorrow morning. The saddest thing is that, again, I'm not really sure if the microphone was detected properly. So in that case, that may be the thing, because it may just be recording with the built-in mic, which I'm sure is far less strenuous on the system. So yeah, I don't really know what to make of that, really. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm kind of trailing off a lot, obviously. No, I was just saying like I kind of wanted to try to be more concise, but I think that's like the gist of it. Like the wealth of things, I don't have a problem with wealth, but I have a problem with us creating these like horrible systems where now you make like most cars exceedingly expensive to get maintenance on, but then now you have more people doing deliveries and also DoorDash and all these like really opulent things that aren't necessary. Like, let's put all that money and effort into like science, you know, into progress, into like research and development for things. Why is it just funneled into food? You know what I mean? And it just, I just don't like it. I've never liked that. And we're definitely headed more in that direction. Like I said, now it's like, oh, mobile this, mobile that, and paying like an absorbent price, but people love it because they don't even have to do anything. Like people they hate having to work and having to like move. And there's such a high cost to this stuff. It's not worth it in any stretch of the imagination, the convenience. But if you're somebody who's exceedingly wealthy, it doesn't matter. And then there's like a whole ego with that, and people who just like I don't even know. You know what I mean? It's like pretty crazy. Just like a pretty crazy situation. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know really where I'm going with this, but I don't know. My brain, like I said, it's just it wants to rest. It wants to rest, and I can't really force it or push it. Like I just can't. So I'm just letting go. You know what I mean? I'm just letting go. So what was my point? I'm trying to figure out what my No, it's just, yeah, I mean it's a wealthier class. And I'm so excited to see what happens to some of these people when their parents are not able to like trying to think of the right word, like support their life. Like I think there's just going to be a slew of people who are just like dirt broke, and yeah, there's going to be like a slew of people who are dirt broke and like can't function. And again, like I really wonder what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a lot of like neglect and a lot of people who are just homeless pretty soon. Like the thing's about to burst, really. Things are absolutely about to burst for certain. So yeah, it's just like I don't really know. I don't really know what to get at with that. Kind of feel like I need to, even though I don't like to go this way, should probably I think I'm just gonna cut through here because I really don't want to deal with that. Yep, I knew that. Yep. The problem with this time is school buses. Like the time I was leaving that was slightly earlier, I probably just cut before any of the school buses, but at this time you hit school buses. So that other time really was perfect, but it's just I don't really know. I want to push my hours as much as possible, and this is like the only way to do it. Sad but true. Although actually, I may actually in the future, like if I got back into my A game with like leaving on time, then I think things would be like a lot different. I don't really know. I really do. I think like if I got back on my A game, then it's, things would be much different and all that good stuff. But we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how things go. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's very hard to say. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, I'm at such a loss with things, but Christmas is coming up. It should be kind of nice, but then you hit like the roughest part of the year where there's no day offs and potential, sometimes there's snow and it gets like pretty bad. So, you know, just keeping it in mind. It's the worst is yet to come, which is why I hope that I can get on my A game, sooner rather than later. Hopeful for that. But yeah, I really got to get it together, but I'm really not sure what I can do to do that. That's like the whole problem. It ended up taking me a while to get home. Like, I'll see what the car thing says, but actually, I guess no, because, yeah, yesterday was, 38 minutes. So whatever it says. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. It's binge Schla. Now it's time to buy Schla. So, see you, Schla.